Hi guys, this is our presentation on global perspectives in business. We have decided to do question 1. My name is Shaniz.
My name is Zane.
My name is Isabel.
My name is Rukin.
In this presentation we'll be discussing how countries and populations start to age and how the impacts of global environment will be affected. We'll be going through Japan, USA, United Kingdom and China.
Approximately 50% of the population increase is expected due to net immigration. The UK is bucking the trend of many Western economies such as Italy, France and Japan, who are seeing low birth rates, an ageing population and declining populations. In the UK, the ratio of people of working age to people over 65 could fall from 3.7 to 1 in 1999 to 2.1 to 2:1 in 2014. This suggests a very big increase in the dependency ratio and is consequently a cause for concern because with current spending pension commitments, it will place a higher burden on the shrinking working population. The growth of the UK population raises many issues, which includes both positive and negative issues. From the economic perspective, the population growth is generally good. The growing population will increase the productive capacity of the economy and help the UK avoid a demographic time bomb through the improving tax revenues. However, a growing population will worsen existing problems such as the long-standing housing crisis and shortage of supply. In addition to this, it will also put pressure on existing infrastructure and transport network. The main impact of ageing populations is increase in the dependency ratio. If the retirement age remains fixed and the life expectancy increases, there will be relatively more people claiming pensions, benefits and less people working and paying income taxes. The fear is that it will require high tax rates on the current shrinking workforce. Also, there will be an increase on government spending on healthcare and pensions. Moreover, those in retirement tend to pay lower tax incomes because they are not working. This combination of higher spending commitments and lower tax revenues is a source of concern for Western governments, especially those with existing debt issues and unfunded pension schemes. Another economic and social impact are those in work may have to pay higher taxes. This could create a fall in productivity and growth. The population is rising due to net migration and higher birth rates. This means the UK has a higher percentage of working age. Therefore, the growth in population improves the long-term UK budgetary position, reducing the need for spending cuts and therefore tax increases. The growth in the working age population in the UK also increases the size of UK labour force, enabling higher productive capacity. This will increase the UK real GDP compared to other countries. Increased population density is more efficient from both environmental and economic perspectives. There are economies of scale in providing transport and infrastructure, which helps reduce their per capita impact on both government spending and the environment.
Japan. Japan's population is 127.3 million. 26.3% are aged over 65. Japan's population has shrunk by 1 million in the past 5 years. This affects the economy strongly because they are unable to depend on expanding labour force to drive the growth. The population forecast predicts that the population will drop by 83 million by 2100, with 35% of Japanese population over 65, according to the United Nations. This affects the economy and the business environment massively. Some of the effects of the ageing population Japan faces in the workforce environment are limitations in the economic growth due to workforce reduction, decrease in consumption and decline in the economic vitality. Also, an increase in national debate as a consequence of dismissing savings, limitations in social security, pensions, medical care, nursing and welfare have all been affected by Japan's decreasing population. Due to its rapid decrease in population, Japan is on the verge of recession. This has caused more concern for the government. Therefore, the Japanese government enforces methods into increasing the workforce environment by finding more successors and encouraging them to work. One way of doing this is by getting more people into work actively. Another way is encouraging more females to work or try to raise the average work wage per worker. The Prime Minister is not enforcing immigration in Japan. They should start to look into this, as this would be an easier method to get more people into the workforce.
The US is ranked 9th in the Global Age Watch Index 2015. This shows how the aging population is growing at a fast rate. According to Bruce Nolop, he states, based on the data from the Department of Health and Human Services, the percentage of the population in which is 60 to 40 years old will increase from 5.4% in 2010 to 6.2% in 2020. Although the percentage of US population aged 65 to 74 years will grow from 6.9% to 9.5%, this is a serious increase in the US aging population. This could lead to several issues, being from the overuse of the healthcare system to changes businesses must adapt to aging population. The growth of the US aging population has raised many concerns. Not only is the US population increasing at a rapid pace, but the persons aged 65 to 75 years old is set to increase by 2.6% of the US population, which is a significant figure. With such an increase in the population will lead for the aging population having to work further into their 60s to financially support their families. This leads to the healthcare system being in a high demand due to the fact older people will be working, leading to the further increase of the over 65 usage of the healthcare system, which is already 40% of the total costs. The global business environment is being affected dearly in the US due to the fact older adults are working longer. In 2014, 23% of men and 15% of women aged 65 years were in the labour force. These figures are predicted to raise to 27% and 20% from women by 2022. These figures clearly show how an ageing population will affect the business environment. It's leading to significant changes in making businesses adapt to their new older work.
China's problem stems from its government law. After Mao Zedong's aim to encourage high birth rates because he thought it would give China military and economic power. However, overpopulation became an issue and the one-child policy was introduced. Only about 8% of the current Chinese population is over 65 years old, compared to 18% for the UK, 20% for the USA and 22% for Japan. However, in 2009, 18% of China's population was between 35 and 44. This is the majority of China's population. Those who were 35 in 2009 were born in 1974, and a couple of years before the one-child policy was enforced in 1979. It is this group that will form the core of China's elderly population within one generation, which suggests China's older future generation. This could lead to reduction in labourers in the manufacturing sector due to the ageing workforce, which could affect the business industry due to lack of trading and production. In China, women usually retire at 55 and men at 60, so companies are losing people with experience and knowledge. Life expectancy in China is now 76, which means a healthy old age is increasingly achievable, which could lead to a high demand for products and services for the elder market, either through the adaptation of existing products or the development of new ones. Healthcare is another obvious market, as are care homes and nursing services. In China, older people have money to spend. Traditionally, they passed on wealth to their children and grandchildren, but with the one-child policy, this has now led to them having more money to themselves. Things are changing for China. A lot of things in China have to be built from scratch, so it is a new approach for new business opportunities. Older people have the money but not necessarily anyone to pass it to, so this could encourage business investments. To conclude, in all of the countries we have recognised that they are suffering from an ageing population and a trend of decrease in birth rates and an increasing life expectancy. This means that future generations will face the struggles of retired workers and pensions. In recent years, the trend of people wishing to retire early results to less people in the workforce. This means that there is less tax being paid, leaving a knock-on effect on the economy.